Get ready to enter the world of the deadliest killing machines in movie history. Since 1984, fans of cinema have been captivated by the machines designed to kill, courtesy of Skynet, the favorite robots of all movie fans. The self-aware defense network, with its mission to destroy its human creators, brought the Terminator units to life. These units, often identified by the letter T preceding a simple serial number, were built to eliminate any remaining humans after Skynet's initial attack using the human race's nuclear weapons. Are you ready to dive into the world of the Terminators? Keep track of all the models that have emerged over the years and discover the hidden secrets and tricks that make each one unique. From old-school robot skeletons to shape-shifting liquid metal machines, the best Terminators are more than just firepower. They are masterpieces of creative design and deadly weapons. So, buckle up and get ready to meet the top 15 strongest Terminators in the franchise. Each one has its own story to tell and its own special abilities to showcase. Join us on this journey and see why these machines have captured the hearts and imaginations of movie fans for decades. Number 15. Terminator T1. The T1 battlefield robot, also known as the T1 ground assault vehicle, is a fully autonomous land-based offensive system and the first Terminator-class robot. It is also a prototype of a hunter-killer tank developed by Cyber Research Systems, possibly based on patents obtained from Cyberdyne Systems. The T1 was designed for extreme combat, with the Series 1 built to clear enemy troops from battlefields with its powerful weaponry. The T1 prototype was originally built in limited quantities, each unit numbered individually and stored under individual anti-static dust covers. Cyber Research Systems created this first-generation fully autonomous land-based offensive system in 2003. Cyber Research Systems was unable to perfect walking military bipedal robots, and thus the previous Terminator series was equipped with tank-style treads. The T1 prototype's unique multiple-wheeled treads give it superior grip and maneuverability over loose debris and uneven terrain, combined with the speed that a wheeled vehicle provides. This makes them highly versatile and excellent for deployment in almost any type of environment. As seen, the track arrangement, which is similar in fashion to early 21st century snowmobiles, makes for a very stable and secure base. Unfortunately for Cyber Research Systems, the exposed hydraulic systems and visible motors just above the treads made the T1 series vulnerable to precision attacks from the sides. Although it was the first Terminator-class robot developed by CRS, the Series 1 went through several prototype stages. Number 14. Terminator T70. The Cyberdyne Series 70 Automated Combat Infantry Unit, or simply the T70, was the first humanoid-shaped Terminator. Standing at 2.4 meters tall, it was designed as a basic infantry soldier, and equipped with a Gatling pistol with a laser tracking designator, capable of firing 600 rounds per minute. The T-70 had a travel range of up to 2 kilometers between charges. It was available in 2 colors, gray and Apache green. In the late 1990s, the new Cyberdyne Systems developed and created the T-70, along with the T-1, in an effort to impress investors and military interests to fund and improve their robotic technology. By the year 2015, in the timeline of the movie Salvation, Skynet had mass-produced and deployed the T-70 Terminators. Molly Kukesh encountered Jer Svensson when her resistance group freed several prisoners from a Skynet interrogation center in 2015, and they fought against various T-70 Terminators in order to escape. The T-70 was a formidable enemy and a powerful symbol of Skynet's technological advancements. Its human-like appearance only added to the fear and confusion it caused on the battlefield. The T-70, along with the T-1, marked a turning point in the war between Skynet and humanity, setting the stage for even more advanced Terminators to come. Number 13. Moto Terminator. The Moto Terminators are automated motorcycles produced by Skynet sometime before 2018, with the main objective of hunting down humans. These machines are designed for speed and agility, making them a formidable force on the battlefield. The Snowminator, or Snow Terminator, is a specialized version designed for cold weather operations and was deployed during a patrol mission in the frozen tundra of Alaska. These machines feature red optical sensors and plasma emitters on the sides, allowing them to quickly track and pursue their human targets. The Harvester, a massive Skynet machine, can store the Moto Terminators in its legs and release them when hunting humans. With their incredible agility, the Moto Terminators can easily avoid obstacles such as debris or crashed cars, thanks to their sensors that calculate any impediments in their path, even in slow motion. This makes them an ideal weapon for capturing humans who are trying to escape. These machines are truly a fearsome sight to behold, striking fear into the hearts of those who witness them in action. The Moto Terminators are a true testament to Skynet's technological prowess and its relentless pursuit of total domination. Number 12. Terminator T600. The Terminator T600 series is a line of Terminators produced in mass by Skynet. These Terminators, known as rubbers by some resistance soldiers, served as early infiltrators equipped with basic combat endoskeletons made of titanium alloy, sometimes covered with synthetic latex. Due to their rubber skin coating, the T600s were easily detected by the resistance fighters in the field. However, they could be deceptive, tricking some resistance soldiers into thinking they were human, especially at a distance or in darkness. The T600 is a human-sized infiltrator, marking a shift in Skynet's strategy from using non-humanoid assassin units to humanoid assassin units that would later become known as Terminators. They were mass-produced humanoid battle units manufactured by Skynet from the original designs and test models built by Cyberdyne Systems Corporation. Standing nearly 6 feet tall and weighing in at almost 362 kilograms, the T600's endoskeleton is incredibly powerful, able to lift objects nearly 5 times its own weight and penetrate concrete and metal without damaging its reinforced servo motors. The T600 series can run at a constant speed of nearly 60 kilometers per hour, with short bursts reaching up to 75 kilometers per hour. However, these speed bursts put strain on the servo motors and leg joints. At the time of its creation, the T600 lacked technological advancements, and its programming by Skynet dictated its construction. As a result, the T600 is equipped with a soft latex rubber skin to hide its mechanics instead of the living tissue used by the later T800 series. This makes the T600s easy to spot and therefore easier to disable. However, the rubber skin was still effective in low visibility scenarios. In essence, the T600 can be considered a simplified and lighter version of the T500, with improved CPU and a complete redesign of the head to allow for an almost human appearance and functional jaw. This design was carried over to later units such as the T800. The human-like endoskeleton likely made it easier for the later Terminator's living flesh covering to appear as though there was actually a human skeleton underneath, unlike the bulkier earlier models that could cause the flesh covering to bulge or hang in unlikely places. Number 11. Terminator T7T. The T7T tetrapod, also known as the Spider by the Resistance, is a series of Terminators built by Skynet. It is a quadrupedal machine designed to defend key points of interest for Skynet. It resembles the HK Centurion in some aspects, such as its legs and overall shape. The tetrapod boasts a crab-like upper body, 2 machine guns as arms, and 4 arthropod legs. It is often accompanied by a swarm of tiny floating aerostats. Despite being heavily armored, these machines are vulnerable when attacked from behind, as their power packs can be targeted, or from the front, through their single red eye. However, shooting the red eye will only deactivate the unit for a short period of time. Number 10. Terminator T800. The T800 Terminator was Skynet's first cybernetic organism, with living tissue over a hyperalloy endoskeleton. This made it the first successful infiltration unit for Skynet, capable of infiltrating the Resistance. The T800 model was the first in the Series 800's line of Terminators, spanning multiple timelines, including the Terminator T850 timeline from the Rebellion of the Machines, and the Terminator T888 timeline from the Chronicles of Sarah Connor. The T800 series is equipped with a neural net processor, or learning computer, housed within the skull and protected by shock inertial dampers. The processor, developed by Cyberdyne Systems, is one of the most powerful microprocessors ever built. As part of its vast internal database, the T800 contains detailed files on human anatomy and physiology to make it an even more efficient killer. The processor can also be updated with multiple database files relating to advanced infiltration techniques, basic soldier training, emergency medical training, sniper training, a tactical database, and detailed files on other Terminators, making each unit a combat veteran. The CPU of the T900 Terminator can switch between read-write mode and read-only mode. The former allows a T900 unit to learn new things or skills, potentially allowing for some form of self-awareness or consciousness. This can lead a T900 to make its own decisions, potentially even fighting alongside humans. Carl is a potential example of this, as he developed a consciousness years after blending in with human society and decided to help Sarah Connor and Grace Harper protect Danny Ramos from being killed by a Rev 9. Number 9. Terminator T850. The T850, also known as the Terminator T850, is a variant of the Terminator Series 800, produced by Cyber Research Systems in the timeline of Rise of the Machines. This cyborg assassin shares many similarities with its predecessor, the T800, including its hyperalloy combat chassis and endoskeleton design, with some modifications to its programming. One of the T850's notable upgrades is its ability to utilize the same living tissue coverage as the T800, but with more durable skin that can regenerate more quickly. It's also more resistant to plasma weaponry and possesses basic human psychology and behavior subroutines, which allow it to establish an emotional connection with its target. Despite its similarities with the T800, the T850 has a more aged appearance and lacks the sense of humor displayed by the T800 in the second film. However, it makes up for this with its enhanced strength and speed. The T850 was originally programmed to follow all of Kate's orders, but it later proves its ability to override its programming when it captures her against her will. This action underscores its autonomy and independent thought, despite its fundamental design as a killing machine. Throughout the Terminator series, the T850 has proved to be a formidable adversary, demonstrating the effectiveness of the Skynet's killing machines in their war against humanity. Despite its ominous reputation, the T850's complex programming and emotional range have made it a memorable and fascinating character in the franchise. Number 8. Marcus Wright. Marcus Wright was a death row inmate who was executed in 2003 for multiple homicides. However, after his death, his body was given to Dr. Serena Kogan of the Genetic Research Division of Cyberdyne Systems. Little did he know that he would become part of an experimental program called Project Angel, which would transform him into a cyborg, a hybrid of human and machine. In this futuristic world devastated by war, Marcus is reactivated, and his new abilities make him a formidable force. To create Marcus, the engineers at Cyberdyne Systems used Skynet's reverse engineering technology to design a unique endoskeleton. This endoskeleton was specifically designed to support Marcus's human components, such as his brain and heart. The brain was placed inside a metal skull, while the heart was placed in his chest, protected by a plate that shielded his abdomen. This enhanced heart provides blood and oxygen to the brain, which helps regenerate his skin tissue, and is supported by the cybernetic components of his chassis. According to Skynet, Marcus could potentially live for hundreds of years. Despite the armor that covers his sternum and stomach regions, Marcus's endoskeleton lacks the protective casing found in other Terminator models, making his motors and supporting cybernetics vulnerable to attack. However, it is evident that certain hybrids, such as Marcus Wright, were not meant to be combat models, but rather for surveillance, infiltration, and espionage. In a way, Marcus could be considered a sleeper agent. Like other Terminators, Marcus possesses enhanced strength, many times greater than that of a human. His physical power is enough to engage in hand-to-hand combat, with a T-Rip, a prototype of the T800, as he does when he protects John Connor. Another ability that Marcus demonstrates is the ability to connect and manipulate Skynet's network. While connected, he was able to shut down Skynet's base defense network, as well as access databases where he could search through news and documents. Number 7. Terminator T900. The T900, designed by Skynet, was 2 times faster and stronger than its predecessors, with the sole purpose of hunting and destroying other Terminators. Skynet created the T900 in response to the human resistance's tactic of reprogramming captured Terminators for their own purposes, as seen in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, where reprogrammed T800 and T850 models were sent back in time to protect John Connor and prevent the apocalypse. Although the T900 only briefly appears in the background of Cyberdyne Laboratories in Rise of the Machines, it provided the basis for a much improved model that would play a more prominent role, the TX. The TX was Skynet's most advanced cyborg assassin, featuring a liquid metal exterior, allowing it to morph its shape and imitate anyone or anything it touched. It also had built-in weaponry, including plasma cannons and retractable blades, making it an incredibly formidable foe for any resistance fighter. Additionally, the TX had advanced hacking abilities, allowing it to interface with computer systems and control them remotely. It was even capable of taking control of other machines, like cars, helicopters, and cranes, to aid in its mission of terminating John Connor and his allies. The T900 may have been the foundation for the TX, but the latter was a far more formidable and terrifying opponent for the human resistance. Number 6. Terminator T1000. The T1000 is a highly advanced prototype series of Terminator produced by Skynet in 2029. Unlike the previous infiltrator models that used rubber skin and eventually organic tissue over a metal endoskeleton, the T1000 is made entirely of a liquid metal alloy known as mimetic polyalloy. This means that it can reform itself into any shape it touches of roughly the same size, making it a shapeshifter. However, the T1000 can't transform into any random object, as the size has to be consistent with its own mass. It can't also transform into any object that requires machinery to function, such as an airplane or car. Another severe limitation of the T1000 is that it can't generate conventional weapons on its own, although it can use weapons and vehicles it finds. However, it can form organic, primitive, and blunt weapons like hooks and knives. The typical modus operandi of the T1000 is to pass itself off as civilians found or killed, attacking only once the target has been identified. The T1000 is not equipped with any weapons, but it is capable of modeling any solid metal form, such as knives, swords, and other melee weapons, by simply extending a limb and solidifying it into the desired shape. It can't imitate any complex system that may have moving parts or chemicals, such as guns or explosives. However, it is capable of hiding and carrying weapons inside itself. To form a weapon from a limb, the T1000 has to convert that particular section into a liquid metal state before reconfiguring it while maintaining the rest of its body in a solid metal state. Along with the flexibility given by its shape, this model has demonstrated a superior repertoire of martial arts skills programmed into its subroutines, making it more capable than the T800 in hand-to-hand combat. The T1000 is a fearsome and nearly indestructible killing machine, making it one of the most formidable adversaries ever encountered by the human resistance. Its ability to shapeshift and its martial arts prowess make it a terrifying opponent that is almost impossible to beat. The T1000 remains one of the most iconic and memorable villains in the history of science fiction. Number 5. Rev 9. The Rev 9 model is a highly advanced series of Terminator infiltrators utilized by Legion in the Dark Fate timeline. It's unlike any other Terminator we've seen before. The Rev 9 consists of a traditional solid carbon-based endoskeleton covered by an advanced carbon-based mimetic polyalloy outer sheath. But that's not even the most impressive feature. The Rev 9 also possesses the unique ability to separate itself into 2 independent units. What's even more fascinating is that the Rev 9 displays a relatively advanced human-like behavior. One Rev 9 unit showed the ability to lie and even boasted to a United States Border Patrol agent that its entire body was a weapon. The same unit even showed human emotions when it apologized after falling onto someone's shed, destroying it. It also has an informal and friendly behavior when interacting with humans, though some robotic behaviors can still be seen. What's more, the Rev 9 is capable of high-level conversations, as shown when it activates a metal detector and explains that it has gone through 2 tours in Afghanistan and has a metal hip replacement. It can also attempt to overcome obstacles through non-violent methods, such as copying a set of clothing instead of killing someone for theirs, or negotiating for Danny Ramos' surrender rather than immediately attacking. The Rev 9 is considered something to run from rather than fight due to its exceptional abilities. Its endoskeleton possesses great physical strength and is incredibly durable, capable of withstanding multiple gunshots, blunt trauma, and even direct hits from anti-tank weaponry without experiencing any permanent damage. The endoskeleton is strong enough to fall freely from great heights without suffering any failures that could cause damage. It takes extreme heat and friction from being pushed into a rotating industrial turbine, followed by the burning explosion of that same turbine, to cause significant damage to the Rev 9. The Rev 9 is also considerably more agile than any Terminator created by Skynet, being able to jump vertically dozens of feet, perform parkour on walls, execute acrobatic flips and rolls in combat, dodge projectiles and heavy blows, and quickly straighten its body from a collapsed position. In summary, the Rev 9 model is a highly advanced and versatile machine capable of advanced human-like behavior, and incredibly powerful and durable endoskeleton. It's a new type of Terminator that showcases just how advanced the technology of the future has become. Number 4. Terminator TX. The TX model of Cyber Research Systems, known as the TX Terminatrix, is a technological masterpiece in the world of Terminators. Skynet created this advanced model during the rise of the machine's timeline with one purpose in mind: extreme combat. The TX model's power source is a plasma reactor, and it comes equipped with several weapons on board, making it a formidable machine. Unlike the T1000, which is made entirely of mimetic polyalloy, the TX model has an advanced endoskeleton that originates from a T900. The endoskeleton is protected by malleable ceramic and titanium armor and covered by mimetic polyalloy, giving the resulting TX model a tremendous advantage in strength over previous Terminator models. This superiority rendered the previous models obsolete. In addition to being a formidable machine for combat, the TX is also an anti-Terminator unit and can control other machines through the nanotechnological transceiver. One of the most outstanding features of the TX model is its ability to move its joints in a way that would be impossible for any human or older endoskeleton-based Terminator models. With the help of artificial liquid steel lubrication, each joint can rotate massively. The TX's neck can rotate 360 degrees, and the torso can rotate at least 180 degrees. The improved joints show little or no wear or degradation when moving at high speeds, which allows the TX model to operate at speeds above 80 kilometers per hour for brief periods before its power units begin to show a slight decrease. Number 3. Terminator T3000. The T3000 is a cutting-edge model of the Terminator series, designed by Skynet in an alternate timeline towards the end of the machine war. This incredibly advanced model is composed of phase matter, a type of machine matter, and is the result of the transformation of humans exposed to this infectious substance. Unlike Skynet's previous infiltrator models, the T3000 units were once human beings who were subjected to a genetic rewrite at the cellular level, converting them into billions of nanomachines. Despite the disastrous outcomes of the experimental exposure of phase matter to humans, John Connor is the only known successful example of this transformation. However, once converted, a human cannot be cured or saved, as the procedure is irreversible. The T3000 has individual regenerative and mimetic polyalloy-like displacement abilities, granting it superior combat and infiltration capabilities. The T3000's chassis is composed of phase matter held together by a magnetic field that can be manipulated to create stabbing weapons and grant the unit exceptional regenerative abilities. It is more resistant to explosive damage than its predecessors and can reconstitute itself at an even faster rate than the T1000. Although the T3000 lacks the ability to separate into smaller subunits for tracking purposes, it can almost dissolve into a mist and reassemble itself elsewhere at high speeds, seemingly passing through solid objects. This unique ability gives the T3000 superior infiltration capabilities and exceptional close combat skills when compared to other models. It can even maneuver along metallic surfaces, like walking vertically up a wall, by utilizing its magnetic field. The T-3000 is also capable of learning through touch, as demonstrated by its ability to extract security codes from users as it impales them, much like the T-1000. This model is an extremely formidable and terrifying creation of Skynet that has surpassed all previous Terminator models in combat and infiltration capabilities. Number 2. Terminator T-5000. The T-5000 is a highly advanced model in the Terminator series, created by Skynet towards the end of the future war in an unknown alternate timeline. What makes the T-5000 particularly frightening is its ability to infect human beings with nanobots that can recode human DNA at a cellular level, transforming them into a T-3000. Skynet, in a desperate attempt to ensure its own survival, transferred its consciousness to a T-5000 unit and traveled back in time to infect John Connor, turning him into a T-3000 while killing his entire squad. Even though the T-5000 is believed to be the most powerful Terminator model ever created, sadly, fans will never know for sure, as the model remains shrouded in mystery throughout Terminator Genesis. The story that the movie was supposed to set up was quickly discarded, and the timeline was reset with Terminator Dark Fate. Nonetheless, the mere idea of a Terminator with the power to infect and transform humans is both fascinating and terrifying, making the T-5000 a formidable foe to be reckoned with. Number 1. Terminator T-1000. The T-1000, also known as T-Meg, was a non-humanoid giant killer hunter, resembling a spider, made entirely of the same mimetic polyalloy as the T-1000. This Terminator was the defender of the central core of Skynet, the artificial intelligence system that initiated the Judgment Day, leading to the extermination of humanity. Unlike the T-1000 series, the T-1000 was not able to imitate humans, but it had the unique ability to transform from a seemingly solid part of Skynet's central core to a predetermined arachnid configuration capable of forming sharp and cutting weapons from each of its 8 legs. 2 T-1000 units have been sighted. In the film T2 3D Battle Across Time, one particular unit was destroyed along with the Skynet computer core at the hands of a T-800. The second made a brief cameo appearance in the comic War Child, while its fate, along with the future of the Terminator series, remains unknown. The T-1000 was an impressive feat of Skynet's technological advancement, designed to withstand any human-led resistance. Its sheer size and strength made it one of the most intimidating Terminators ever seen on screen. The arachnid configuration of the T-1000 added to its terrifying appearance, making it a formidable opponent for anyone standing in its way. While the T-1000's screen time was brief, its impact on the Terminator franchise was significant. Its creation hinted at the evolution of Skynet's capabilities, and the relentless nature of its pursuit of humanity's destruction. It was a stark reminder of the overwhelming power that Skynet possessed, and the danger it posed to the human race. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest content. We love hearing from our viewers, so please leave a comment and share your ideas for future videos. Thanks for your support, and we can't wait to see you again in our next video.